Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Say, yeah.
Can you feel it?
Everything,
Sacred.
everything sacred.
Everything's sacred.
Yeah.
Oh, everything.
Oh, everything, take it with a Maxwell silver hammer.
Silver hammer.
Everything, take it with a Nashayah Napash.
Everything's sacred.
With cruise control.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everything's sacred.
Oh, yeah. Everything's sacred.
Everything's sacred. Everything's sacred.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We got a little something different for you today, man.
Yeah. Did you hear that new intro that none of us have heard yet because we haven't done it yet?
Man,
Wasn't that amazing?
It was banging, dude.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Oh, dude.
So,
it was smackalicious.
Oh, but this
Man.
is something new, folks. This is called Everything Sacred. We are doing a flip side of Nothing Sacred. We're going to go deep into spirituality, into ways of fixing the world and healing, in the ways of positivity. This is a much more positive show. We're going to be, of course, have our little edge, but it's
Right.
Everything Sacred, and I am Cruise Control.
and I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
And this is Nashayah Napash, the soul refresher.
Oh yeah, we've got
AKA the
Nashayah.
mentalist.
So we got a new Voltron former. We got our Voltron over there with ThinkRap with Louie and Koala. But now we got a 3-man Voltron over here with Everything Sacred. So we're just gonna talk shit about whatever we want to talk stuff.
Yes.
I'm gonna try
yes.
to actually not curse as much because that's I don't know how much I'm gonna succeed in that.
I don't know how much I'll succeed either.
I don't know how that's going to succeed. And I'm not worried about it. I believe that there will be some stop blocks and stumbling blocks there for you to trip over here and
Yes.
there. But I think you will trip. It'll be okay. You'll trip forward.
Well, it'll help me in life because when I go to schools now, I won't get kicked out because I'm cursing it. Doing an improv thing for hey kids, you stupid beep, beep, beep.
You're not cussing the professor out. I mean, you're not.
No. Well, hey, that's who you need to cuss out most because some people aren't learning a damn thing.
Man.
So
That's a problem. That's a big problem, especially America right now. We're not learning anything in college, and
we're not learning anything anywhere, and it's a general theme. And this is, I think, our general theme for today. Probably is about people refusing to learn or to open up to different things in life, or to not see what's going on, because it's obvious if you just take a step back.
You know what it is? I'll tell you what it is, man. People are too complacent with being comfortable. You know what I mean?
That's one aspect of it. See, that's another thing. See, people think it's what it is. It's not what it is. It's what many things are at once happening.
Right. And you're like, oh, I feel, this is it. This is my belief. I'm going to stay here. I'm comfortable with
you're
this.
right. Let's start with that because that comfort is in what is comfort? Comfort is also conformity.
Oh shit. I didn't think about that.
Well, because what is conformity? Conformity is I'm comfortable in a group of people believing the same thing.
comfort.
Wow. Okay. Damn.
And when you're comfortable in something that actually has a formation that can be changed, and the only reason why it can be changed is because that means that it is not completely true. And so a lot of us are comfortable in that complacence with things that are untrue. So we are still stuck on that. Your truth is your truth. My truth is my truth. Therefore, we are complacent in unnecessary comfortability, and it means nothing. Let's get on that.
Man.
Interesting.
For real. It's like, even if it isn't true, and if this is what
unnecessary comfortability.
Yeah. Damn.
What do you mean by let's go into that a little bit. What do you mean by that? Like, let's talk about that a little bit more because that's an interesting concept.
So as we were just saying, like when you're complacent, a lot of our complacentness is usually because we are comfortable. We're comfortable in tradition or something that our parents will keep doing or something that our friends have done for a long time. We say
Mhm.
things like that. We always say things like, I'm used to this because.
Yeah.
And the reasons we give are traditional reasons that have nothing to do with nobody else.
Yep.
So if it's like that, that means we quickly start going into your truth is your truth. Don't trip on me. Don't try to change me because this is
Mhm.
easy to go into this zone. And then
Yep.
my truth, because I seen the truth. But guess what? You're too comfortable in nothing that means nothing because it wasn't even true. You're
Hmm.
living a lie. You're living a lie and you're comfortable living a lie.
And it's not just about like living a lie in terms of your beliefs, because anybody can say that. It's basically
No,
your what you're doing is you're you're creating things in your mind that aren't going to happen if you do the thing that you're afraid of. If you say your truth and if you're actually honest about what you're thinking, you think the world's going to end, but in reality, you're full of shit. Nothing's going to happen to you. Like 99% of the time, because what people are afraid of is like, oh, if I say something different, no one's going to like me, or no one's going to do this, and so they don't do anything, and therefore everyone conforms, even though if one person just didn't. So it's like this whole big bag of worms that you have with this with this
Well, that's
with
where you get these echo chambers from too. People try
yeah.
to find these like-minded groups, and everybody, agrees with everyone, and there's no conflict. It's like, oh, I'm comfortable. I'm among friends.
And see
I'm
what the
among friends.
yeah, and that's our tribal instincts, and people are playing off that because they know they can. Because the bottom line is most people are not. Uh, I'm just going to put it nicely. And it's not stupid because they're necessarily low IQ or dumb. It's because they don't want to look at certain things from more than one perspective. So
Yeah.
they're
But it
easily.
could be. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. But go ahead and say your last little part.
Yeah, my last little part was, and the reason why I say it's not necessarily stupidity, because it's wisdom, it's not intelligence. So in other words, it's not like I got the high IQ. Professors are just as freaking stupid. Ha ha! Caught
Oh,
myself.
you did catch yourself. Oh, that's good, man.
Yes.
I like that. That was real smooth. I like how you did that right there. I like how you hit that little button real quick. There, yeah,
Yeah,
that was,
it's like a cough button, for in
you know what I'm
radio.
Yeah.
saying? Like,
See,
hey,
trying
that
to
was
watch
real,
myself,
real.
and
Hey,
it's
that was limbo. That was
yeah,
limbo. You're really limbo and limber there.
exactly, man. I was very
I was
limber
crazy.
there. Yes, I was
Yeah,
very.
no,
Yes, I
yeah,
moved like a ninja. No.
So,
But
so what I was going to say to, so what I was going to say to what you just said right now is absolutely right. So to go in more with that is that when we are looking from a perspective that I grew up this way, we have to learn that just because you grew up some way or you were taught a certain way, that don't mean that is the way.
yeah,
And and that should apply to all life. Like we're made fun of college, and then you had said earlier, yeah, well, that's life, that's everything. We're not learning nothing, and you opened up a full door and a barrage of things with that because it's absolutely true. We're not learning nothing because we don't want to learn. We don't want
yeah,
to learn. We're comfortable, We're
yep,
Yeah,
good. I'm place and I don't need to learn. That's your thing. This is my thing. And that
yeah,
keeps us separate so much. And that separation is exactly what those greater powers that don't really want to teach us anything, so we can't learn anything, don't know anything, but we pay a lot of money for nothing, like college.
and your chicks
You
for
know
free.
what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Well, see, because half of it is well, first of all, ego, and I've been learning this a lot. The ego is a major thing, especially when you are on this road, personal road of self actualization or individuation or whatever you want to call it. Awakening is the term they use all the time, which is the funniest thing because you watch these videos and it becomes the same thing. It becomes these people these people that go, Oh, so if you're awakened, you'll notice that people are this, and you'll notice other awakened people. I'm like, wait, what do you realize that you are now categorizing? Because let's like
Well,
for
basically, they're saying that their truth is the truth. If
well
you're
that
awake to it,
but yes, so now the awakened, because and it's a trap. It's called the guru trap, because it happens to a
Mhm.
lot of people, because there are a lot of people that see things that people do, and they realize things, and they understand things about human nature and reality, so that in effect they do become in a way awakened, but instead of actually using that to actually further humanity or anything else, they use it for the same goals they're trying to get away from. Oh, like for instance, this Ouroboros thing. Yes, I am trying to make a couple bucks off it, which is not, I don't think there's a problem. But there are people that would actually go out there like push it, and oh, this is gonna change your life, and you're gonna do this, and this is gonna do this for you, and so it's like even that, even the things that people are trying to do, like to further themselves, become these niche elite bullshit fucking power plays where these groups of people get together and go, oh my gosh, the Ourboros Codex, because I have a website called Ouroboro. It's the site of the not website, it's a YouTube site. It's called Ouroboros Codex. It's a snake eating its own tail, but it's basically the idea is infinity. It's a lot of different concepts involved in it, but there are a lot of those online where people are literally doing the like oh, you got to get away from material things. So to learn how to do that, buy my buy
right.
my
Well,
book.
what happens is these people,
Like,
there's people that deify these people, and they're buying this shit. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Oh yeah, oh you're all knowing. Without you, there's Sifu. I would be nothing.
Like I don't
So
think there's anything wrong with making money from stuff like this, because I think the reality of life is that you have to make money. It's existence. It's just the way the world works right now.
yeah, but
And
I don't think you're doing it strictly for the money, man. I think you're putting your toe in the water just to kind of see where it goes. That's what I'm getting from
well,
it.
I'm trying to gain some passive income, and I think that if you put in hard work, and if someone has value in something, then they can do what they want with their money. Until money is no longer a thing, because I think that's where we're going, or at least the current way money works. What do you think?
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with having a gift in something and sharing your gift and getting a monetary response from it, from friends, people, and those who feel what you feel. There's nothing wrong with getting more connected with people that are in the same like mind as you. There's
Mhm.
nothing wrong with all of that. But the problem is overall, like conformity, like you were saying earlier, it is that if you hear something in the group that you're with and you know for sure that is not true, or that you know for sure that you know somebody else that did not go through that or did not have that situation, and it actually was not just a isolated situation where it's just that person's going through that and nobody else would. No, this is a situation that most the planet might go through and or have to deal with, and and we're talking about this over here because you're part of my group, and you just go along with it. That's that conformity. That's that comfort, because you have found somewhere to be comfortable and to go with unnecessary comfortability. You are looking to do things that will prove your point no matter what.
Yeah.
Right, right. Anything that pushes your point, you're going to glom onto. Whereas something that goes against that, you're going to shy away from it. No, 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 no. I'm not even going to listen to that anymore. I'm going to
Well,
turn that off.
this goes into what I call the cluster B society, because everyone says narcissistic society, but I beg to differ. I think it's cluster B. It's these four traits that really have defined a lot of our society. And that group thing is it's your clan, because it's the idea of splitting, which is you're either right or you're wrong.
Right.
So
There's no in the middle, right?
yeah, there's no in the middle. So you're either left or you're right. If you believe in abortion, you can't possibly not believe trans rights.
Yeah.
If you
Right.
believe in this, if you can't possibly be a gay conservative, you
Right.
can't possibly be a black conservative.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know, oh,
Yep.
you're a Christian. Yo, God, you white Christians. Did you realize that less than half of all Christians are white? It's like 35%. So if you're actually talking about Christianity and whiteness and making fun of the same thing, sorry, you're making fun of a bunch of people who aren't. So that kind of shit, right? But it's great. It feels good. You're on the team, you know.
Yeah, it's your
I'm
crew.
on the Republican blue. I mean the Republican red. I mean the whatever, you know.
The Republican yellow. That's the new yellow team that has everybody. We do all the Democratic thoughts. We have the Republican thoughts. We're independent, and guess what? We have the green coming in too. And we're going to do it all. And even though we're just going to throw anything at the wall, and we're going to see what sticks. Actually, and you're going to agree with it, and you're going to conform to it, even though you don't really truly agree. When you hang up the phone, or when you turn off your radio, you go to your hubby, you go to your husband, you go, babe, I don't really know if that's true. And your husband goes, don't go against the grain. Okay, babe. All
Yeah.
right, there it is.
Just
Yeah.
follow blindly. That's all you got to do. You know, if you and I expect to continue on, you're going to have to follow.
But we all do it, and we have to in a certain way, because that's part of how society works.
Do it.
Yep.
We all do it. We all have done it. We all do it.
Well,
I think it's gotten worse though. You know, especially in the last couple years, where you know, it's either you know, cruise control. You had a family member that, if you know, you were involved a certain way politically, that won't even talk to family members anymore because of that. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah. That's where it becomes, it's a sickness, because it becomes your identity. Because that's what the problem is with conformity is really what you're doing is you're becoming what you because you are what you act in a lot of ways. And also if you have people around you that disagree with you, that means that you actually have to think about your your beliefs and then reinforce them. Like damn, we can't have that.
Can't have that.
Yeah.
But you know what? In our society today, we realize that, like Silverhammer said, it's more. And see, it's not that it's a bad thing to go, well, I don't know if I'm a little afraid to change, or I don't know if I'm ready for the revolution. But what the bad part about it is when it is so much evidence in front of you. So when you talk about religion, that's why they say they don't like people say, oh, you know, don't bring up religion and don't bring up politics. These are two things. But I'm like, whoa, hold on. You can't actually say don't bring up religion and don't bring up politics. They don't go together. Now, in books, the greatest wisdom books in the world, besides just the Bible, would tell you that you are supposed to be the good voice with politics to balance politics. But people today, especially people that are older in their 50s and 60s and 70s, they've been through so much with arguing, fighting, going against people, being for people, being for their family members, being against their children, that if you even bring up a conversation that has to deal with religion or politics, they don't want to have that. This is like a rule in our society now. In our society, this is a mainstay for a lot of people. You do not bring up religion or politics, but it doesn't exist together in the way that they think. But they know it, but it doesn't exist because politics is a pile of tricks, for sure. We all know.
I think there are two. I think I'm sorry to interrupt you, Derek.
No. That's what I had to say.
Sorry, I keep doing that too. Damn it!
You can always say Nash when in doubt. Hey, Nash.
Nash, got you. I like that. I like it.
Yeah. A lot of old white women say Nash to me when they see me, so they don't remember.
Oh, nice. Hey, I'll do it in a Southern accent. Nash.
Actually, it reminds me of one time I was on a
tango with me, Nash. Okay,
I was on a cruise ship with my dad one time, and this dude, he's kind of a redneck guy, looks over the railing. He's talking to his buddy down on the lower deck, and he's like, hey, Nash, eat shit and die, boy. So that's what I think of when I think of Nash. But anyway.
See, that's so anyway.
Was that why you brought it up? God, man.
Oh, no, I just thought Nash, and then I was like, oh, wait, that reminds me of the story of Nash. Eat shit and die, boy.
What are you gonna say? What are you gonna say?
Well, I was actually because I'm going to lose my thoughts. That's what happens lately because I'm old or for other reasons. No, it the thing about it is in a way I agree with you in terms of that they're different. I think they're different sides of the same coin. I think because I think belief. I think what happens with what the big divide in conservatives and liberals and why conservatives aren't the ones going out doing batshit crazy shit right now, really. I mean, just the way it is. They are, but they do it more. They are, but
no, but you're being honest. You're being honest. That's just being honest.
yeah, it's just the truth. It's just the way it's just the truth, and it's not even it's just the mental health issues. They're happier. Religious people give more, and religious people tend to be more conservatives because to actually be religious, you have to be conservative because religion is a framework. So you have a system and a framework of belief. So what happens with people who don't have that religious framework is that they use and with people with the religious framework like myself and in effect all three of us, because regardless of how religious you think you are, Max, you have a baseline spiritual something like there's something more. I'm accountable to something more than
Yeah.
this.
Oh,
I'm
absolutely.
not, and so
There's a higher power for sure.
even that belief that there's something more you're accountable to, whether it's karma, whether it's whatever else, and it's not just we're not just a pile of freaking
Matter.
random matter that's just walking around like robots. When you have that baseline, you will put that before politics. So this is why people that are on the right will not abandon family because most people in most religions see family as sacred.
Hmm.
And so you're like, I'm not going to abandon my family because these are the people that are blood, they're family. It's but when blood is just a genome, when it's just a genetic thing, and you don't, and so then you don't have to worry about that. And so what happens? What do you replace that with? What do you replace that deep seated love of or deep seated knowledge that there's something you're more accountable to?
The higher
Politics.
power. Well, politics. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So you have
Well,
one side.
the higher power is already involved. Is what Cruz is saying. So what you're saying is absolutely true. Reason why is because with religion, you can look at politics either side, but mainly one side that you can notice that might jump out at you. It's not that you feel like you have to be a part of this or this is all I could be a part of, really, because something might jump out at you that goes against your religion. And you ain't losing your religion, right?
Yeah.
So 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 if but nowadays I'm going to throw this in there with this and I'm going to finish this point, but it just dawned on me right now. Hold on. What do you mean? What are you talking about? And I thought, oh yeah, because there are people actually that, for instance, I have a lot of family members that are heavy Democrat, and they would invite a heavy Democrat into a church, but yet this is the same Democrat that's about doing forced abortion at 9 months. Now, somebody might say, well, at least they, it's not like what you're trying to say. Abortion is bad. What if somebody gets raped? They go straight to that. But they didn't hear anything I just said. I said that there is a Democrat that comes into my church and getting all the people, all brothers and sisters of the church rallied up. But yet, this is the same Democrat that will allow an abortion at 9 months. See, people have a hard time listening. Because most people will say, oh man, that's terrible. Even people that are Democrat are going to say, I don't like that. Because they have what? They have not lost their humanity, right?
Right.
But if they have lost humanity and if they have conformed and they are a part of conformity and they are a part of the unnecessary comfortability crowd, they're going to go along with that because they feel like they don't have to change anything.
Yeah,
It's
and that's
not,
a
so
and it's a scary you're and it's a scary and you keep going. It's a scary idea. I just wanted to add that is literally a batshit scary idea that people are going, oh yeah, it's great to have to do an abortion in the day before someone can get born. It's just makes it's the body of the woman.
No
Makes no fucking sense.
Makes no sense. The whole earth should be against that. Everyone, every mother on the earth should be teaching their daughter, do not get pregnant at 12, 13, 14 years old, running around with your little boyfriend behind my back, and then go and try to decide at the last minute you're going to have an abortion at 8 months, 7 months, 6 months, 5 months. Why? Because the baby is kicking. There's a heartbeat. She can feel the kicking. They got the sonogram on the baby. They can see the baby. They can even tell if the baby's a male or a female.
Mm-hmm.
But we're here all the way up to 5th, 4th month. You can't do that. Guess what that is? That's called murder. Why?
Yeah.
But now we're getting religious, because when you say that, that gets religious only because the Bible, to you as a person that looks at this situation as this is her body, this is her choice. Okay, you're right. It is her body and it is her choice. But there are certain rules of life and laws of life and physics in this world that we live in.
And it goes back to your humanitarian thing you were saying too. Like, it's not just biblical, it's humanitarian.
It's humanitarian. You can't, but see, we got to understand that this is what it keeps coming back to, the conformity and utilizing anything to hold on to your truth. This is why the subject we're on, when we opened it up and and we talked about how it's everywhere. And we're not learning nothing. It's not just in colleges. That was very right. That was profound to say that, because it is such an open door that is so loosely pushed on us. And guess what? People like you, me, and Cruz, we can see some of these things. And I'm not all for Trump, or I'm not all for George Bush, or I'm not all for any Republican. I'm not all for Obama because he's black and I'm black. I'm not that guy. What I am for is humanity. And I love watching good things happen for people that need it. And so if you're someone that's going to do something for people that need it, I'm down with it. But if you're going to give hormonal pills to a 12-year-old and make a law that you can do it, and in the same time, right up under that law, that the child can get mad at their parents and don't have to tell their parents about that they want to do hormonal pills to change their sex, and can go to school and talk to the nurse about it, and the nurse says, shh, come on over here, little Christina. I know you're having problems at home. Don't worry about it. I got something for you. And that's what they have. You can't make a law for that. What are you doing making laws for it? It can happen on its own, because people just act out. Children act out. People have their own feelings. Children feel like they rule the world. It's going to happen by itself. We don't need you to make a law that says that you can give pills to children. Now I'm against you. I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. It just happens to be that you are a Democrat right now.
Well, why is that so prevalent all of a sudden, though? Like, all this, I'm thinking back to when we were in school. I don't know anybody who wasn't happy with the sex they were born in.
It's what you just talked about, what the whole subject of this thing, conformity.
Conformity,
conformity, but the comfort in difference without actual, and difference in being special without actual work in distinguishing yourself from other people. It's a narcissistic trend, because if you tell yourself, hey, it's just the same thing as victim mentality. Hey, I'm blind, so that's my identity. Guess what that means? That means for all my life,
I'm a blind person.
People have been looking at me differently. And this is why I always get up. I say you can't do that with we can't make the identity thing with sighted people or anybody else. But the idea with the trans stuff is, especially for children, this is why they get them. They know that children are going, they know that children are going to be wanting to be special. And one of the big things about our narcissistic society is it's not about being special; it's about being seen as special.
See, that's
about being known as special, about being known to other people
as special. And if you, goddamn it, if you can just be special by saying you're a woman, then guess what? Or a man, because that's another thing. No one focuses on trans, which is the interesting thing. It's all about the trans women. Oh, trans women. No one gives a shit about women transitioning to men. It's this very interesting societal thing that I go, how about that?
But that wasn't even as visually blind and visually impaired growing up. Our teachers were always pushing, get out there and be like everybody else. Where now it's almost like a coddle mentality.
Well, yes, because
you're special, like
because that makes them special. Because when you don't, because then they're the ones who reach out to the trans. They are deeper than us, man. My son is trans. I am so tolerant. My son thinks he's a woman. My daughter thinks she's a man, and I approve because I support it. It's feminization. There's so much going on with this, and it's like 8 things happening at once. It's the feminization, it's the cluster B, it's the lack of spirituality, which is coming back in droves. And the funny thing about it is, one of the biggest things making it come back is AI, which is what people don't want to talk about. But I can go into that too.
We're going to get into that because I have some things to talk about that. But we're going to tie this up in a nice little bow, though. Let's put a few more minutes into this because
fuck yeah, we have no
there's no border timeline or anything.
Exactly what I wanted to happen. We're just bullshitting about stuff.
Yeah. Because the thing about it is the reason why I brought up about the children part is because there is no comeback to that. This is humanity. Yeah. I don't want to discuss things that you can go back and forth with me on. I'd rather discuss things that you can't go back and forth with me. You can't tell me this is your truth. This is unapplicable. You can't apply that.
Yes, because the argument is a waste of time because you have to agree on some fundamental truth, and one of the things is you don't kill kids.
Yeah. Well, that goes back to the humanitarian thing again.
But once you establish that, then you can talk about how we fix the problem, because otherwise you're talking over. Well, is that what you mean?
The main thing is,
no.
The main thing is that when I went from the 9-month abortion, 4-month abortion, I'm not saying I'm against it because somebody gets raped or whatever, but see, that's what they do. They go straight to that, and then they get real hype, and then they won't let you talk, and because they feel they got something. Now, what I just said right now belongs in different categories, different conversations. People can sit right now that are listening to us right now and go, you know what? People do that in a lot of different things. When they feel they got something, they go all in. They go crazy. They go all the way to the roof on you.
Because it's not about explaining, it's about winning.
It's about winning.
I'm right, you're wrong, kind of thing. Yep.
Yeah.
And when you're all about winning, that's where we go into the thing with somebody up under them, around them, friends, people. Some people feel like they're natural leaders and they're not.
No, that is you have no idea. I'm just going to leave it at that. People, dude,
you're right. Not everybody can be a leader, man.
Dude, and it's because, man, that's another. Okay, keep going. Because we can go derail on that. But anyway, keep going, man.
I was going to finish my point. I was going to finish the point that. So if you are someone that feels like you are conformed most of your life to be a Democrat, and you see something like what we talked about, those 2 major things, abortion at such a late time when you know it's murder, it is you've seen the sonograms, you're old enough, you understand what you're looking at, that's not good, but you go with it. But then you have the child that is doing what the child is doing. The child is being a child, acting like this. Maybe the child's been picked on at school, whatever it is. And the child, for once, instead of being Donnie, it wants to be Dana. And it don't. And if you're a parent, we don't want to talk to you. So now you make rules for that. So since you are part of this world and these type of thought, we're just using this as an example. It's not to go against anybody's choices or what they want to do or how they think. We're not here to do that to anyone that's listening. That's not the point. The point is reality, is that if you are pushing this on someone, that is what it is. You have found a way to push your thoughts, your ways on someone that actually goes against life itself. Okay, so if you are the one that's going to do that and you are conformed and you are comfortable in this, this is where you're going to stay. You're going to stay as a Democrat. But if you're someone that sees that and you are a Democrat too, though, and you go, wait a minute, I'm a Democrat, but I don't agree with that, then guess what? We applaud you who are listening right now. We applaud you to be that person that does not say my truth is my truth and get out my face. It doesn't matter. I don't want to hear it. I'm
Right.
just a Democrat. We applaud you because that means you are not conforming.
And you can think for yourself.
Yes, or a Republican. It doesn't necessarily. It just doesn't matter because I don't even like people that say or MAGA. Like these. Oh, you're not MAGA. I don't give a shit. No, thank God. No shit. I'm not MAGA.
Right.
Thank God. Oh, thank God you told me what I am. Oh, I'm so glad you don't think I'm MAGA because now I know.
Or even
Well,
if you have some of those beliefs, that put you in that category. Oh, you're a Trumper. You're a MAGA. No.
Like I'm just an individual.
No. Here you go. Here you go. Straight up. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to lean back because I am quote unquote a black man. I'm supposed to just go with Obama.
Right.
Yeah,
It's groupthink shit. Yep.
how dare you? How dare you? What the heck? You're not with Obama, man. What's wrong with you? And next thing you know, now I'm hated. I get treated bad. All kind of things happen. Guess what? A lot of these types of things that are going on in our life that is so blown up in front of our face right now, it's really showing the people's true spirit.
Yeah, the lack of it. Yeah.
The darkness.
Oh man, and the lack of guidance. That these people, you can see it in their eyes and hear it in their voices, the cracking in their voices, the desperation. You can hear them wishing they had meaning. That's why they're going out and blocking these people and doing all this stupid shit with emotional bullshit because they are desperate for some kind of internal meaning, but they don't know how to do it. They don't know how to get
or
it.
Validation. Come on, validate my point.
Yes,
that kind of thing.
And that's the thing. Validation in this culture is all about noticing, about being noticed. Validation is about attention. It's not about actual doing things for your community, like doing a nice thing for somebody. Yeah, you did a nice thing for somebody. Oh, I got to let people know.
Right. It's got to be known. It can't just be, oh man, I did something cool.
Yeah, open the door for somebody. So I opened the door for somebody today. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, so there's all this, and that goes along with the whole, like people actually want, like believing this, like going along with this, abortion thing, is there's a lot of people that are like that, or that's conformity, but we can't deny there's a lot of people that actually really love the idea of being able to murder babies. It's just the way it is.
They like it. They like it, and then you see. So you
level. Power. It's a power thing. I can murder something inside of me. These women are twisted. They're twisted, fucking dark feminine, man.
And it's my right. And it's my right.
Yeah, because my right. Yeah.
My rights, my body. How dare you tell me? And just like, whoa, like, do you understand that I have a daughter? And you might have a daughter, those who do. And it's like, if you do, why would you want your daughter to look at this woman right here that's all up in the cameras and she's wearing alligator earrings with babies in the alligator mouth?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Oh, that's more than a thing. Oh. They got videos out there where women are protesting, screaming, my body, my choice, my body, my choice. Remember, a few years ago, they had women going all marching up to Washington, and they had all the cameras out, and they were screaming, my body, my choice, my body. And some of the women that were actually in the camera actually were wearing earrings with alligators that have babies in their mouths.
That's twisted. That's really twisted.
Oh, because it's because, well, we have to get something out of the way here on this show. It's going to be a common theme. Everyone wants to tell us how amazing femininity and womanhood is. But there's some dark shit going on with females, and one of them is emotional thinking. And it's a feminization type thing going on. Because in this society, women can do no wrong. Men are the god. Men are, and that's, women are women. If something happens with a woman, it's because a man did something to them, or it's because something happened with them. They want the power, but they don't want the responsibility. But that's not, people think, oh, that's just, no, that's a feminine thing.
No, don't be sexist, Cruz.
Oh, well, whatever you
Don't
want.
be
There's male
sexist.
things,
You're-
you know.
No, you're sexist because you can't say things like that.
Exactly.
You know, you're
Because
not allowed
I can't
you're not allowed-
conform, because I'd be conforming and lying. Oh,
Oh,
women are just as good at logic as men. Sure they are. No, if they were, then there'd be just as many female scientists and how. Oh, women have been oppressed all these years because no, women have been protected. That's why men do the outside society stuff, because women have been protected, because men don't want them to die because they make the babies. So there's
So there's a need for them.
but
Is that what you're saying?
it's all they've been subjected to so much over the, how many women have died in slavery building the pyramids? How many men
right.
have,
No, I'm agreeing with you. Go ahead.
yeah, how many women were actually killed in wars and died alone because their women folk at home pressured them and shamed them into going to war because they conformed to the idea of these men telling these other men to go to war and die in blood and pain on a foreign ground for money that someone else is going to get. How many is it because of women's fault because they wouldn't fuck their men? Excuse me, wouldn't have sex with their men. I'm sorry, I'm just, hey,
You know,
what?
just keep it rolling.
No, I'm just saying sometimes you gotta be blunt about it. So I'm gonna be very selective in my words like that, but that's the truth. They hold sex
That
over
is,
men to go die in foreign lands on foreign ground. And it happens all
that
the time. And no one wants to talk about it because men are expendable.
men are expendable,
So
and men
men are
have been.
expendable. Women can do no wrong. So if women can do no wrong, they can kill their babies at 9 months and even afterwards. That's why women don't get fucking don't get into trouble for leaving their babies in dumpsters when they should be prosecuted to the full extent of the
Oh
law.
man, you hit the electric chair with that one.
But how is that even possible that you can leave a baby on a porch and you're not going, oh, you can just leave it there? What? So
Well,
I do that? Can I do that as a man? No, you can't as a man. What do you mean? Like I couldn't? I couldn't just drop it out of the porch? No, you can't. Because if you saw some dude dropping some baby off on a porch, just leaving, they would go, what the hell is your problem? But if some girl do it, they go, oh my God, she must have been told. She must have had some troubles and just left it at this door.
And at least she was doing the right thing.
Tell me I'm wrong. You know in your hearts, anyone out there listening, you know, because this is life. Just like you know what a man is and you know what a woman is, and you know a man can't get pregnant. I should get that video on it. Did you see that video, Nash? That video of the congressperson saying, "Can women get pregnant?" And the scientist, quote unquote, scientist saying, "Well, that's a complicated question, sir. Because can men get pregnant?" Well, that's a really complicated thing. I don't want to answer that question. I should go find that while you guys talk for a minute.
Come on, that's some wild shit. Oh, you know what? I'll have to set it so you can share your thing, huh?
Oh well, no worries, no worry about it. We can do it some other time. But the idea, it's definitely something you want to check out. Anybody out there wants to check out the madness going on.
What's the video called? If anybody wants to go hear that insanity.
I'll have to go find that real quick.
Okay.
I'll go check.
No big deal.
But anyways, that'd go my rant there, just to clear something up on my take on that, because I'm not going to beat around the bush on that. Men and women are different. It's a beautiful, glorious thing, and if you think it's not, then you're missing the point of existence. It's the opposites of human.
Oh man, I'm cracking up so hard over here because in your rant, you threw out like 5 things so fast, Adam. Like this happens, and you guys do that. And guess what?
That's how
and
he
guess
gets
what?
down.
And guess what? All of it is true.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
and the problem with it is that the femininity, the feminine movement, is including men. And then when you have these men that are very feminine acting, oh boy, look at the mix of the bowl. Look at the bowl. Look at the bowl of femininity we got right here. We got men doing it. Empowers the women to act even more crazier.
That leads me to another point. You talk about the femininity of men. As we've been talking now, and my phone has not rung all day, right? Now, as we've been doing the show, my phone rang twice, and it's 2 of the most needy motherfuckers I know in my life right now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, and they're guys, by the way. It's like, what, dude? You need someone to talk to? You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, everyone needs someone to talk to, but the problem is
that
sometimes
I need to talk to you. What's going on, Mac?
Nah, man, you don't do that stuff, man. It's just stupid
Well,
stuff.
I know what you're talking about. No, that's a pattern with specific people. That's when people are going to call you about things because they're needy. Just like certain people, like if you don't answer their text, they'll start
Oh
going,
yeah.
"Are you there?" It's like,
Hey.
yeah, I'm doing something else. I'm not on my phone. I don't like to. I've told you I don't like to answer this thing, it's like, yeah. Well,
Oh
anyway.
yeah. It's just, like right away they felt the need to call.
But that whole idea of express your emotions, all that stuff is a lot of that's completely not necessary. Not only that is it not necessary, it's not productive. It's actually detrimental to cry a lot. It's not good to cry. Oh, I cried all day. Well, then you're an idiot and you wasted your freaking energy on crying.
Yes.
Is a release mechanism, man.
Right. And to just
But that's
Hold on. Wait. We have to put a disclaimer out there.
all right.
We are very sorry for any men that have any emotional problems that they're going through.
Yeah, I guess you do have to throw that little disclaimer.
If you're gonna become upset and start trying to sue us because we gave you made you emotionally damaged due to our lack of caring and about your opinions.
Yeah. Yeah, the five people that listen to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, my people that listen to the show, just in case, and whoever the show falls upon.
Right.
But
they have to hear that.
But at the same, we don't really care actually. But
Yeah.
the main thing about this is that what is the trippy thing is that goes along exactly what we're speaking on now is because we have men that feel like they have to be drag queens, and not only drag queens, but the society, the darkness of society has made it where men can be drag queens and have drag queen story time.
Oh, Jesus, yes. And they could indoctrinate kids,
Yes.
Drag queen story time. And not only do drag queen story time, and yes, people, we are really good at bringing our conversation back around again to fit back together. And I'm about to fit it back together with Legos, like always. Here it is. Drag queen story time. Bringing children back up again. Here we are feminizing little boys and making sure little girls feel very empowered. But we have a drag queen sitting in front of your children at 4 or 5 years old at the library during hours of school time. And guess what, people? If you didn't know, it is all up under the law, meaning they have it written down that is legal to do it. They actually can have a mandate now to push your children to drag queen story time while you're at work.
Yep.
Now, tell me, how do you conform to something like that? Boom, bringing it all the way back around again on you.
And like I said, it wasn't like that when we were kids, man. Do any of you guys think your parents would have let you go to drag queen story time as a kid? Hell no. Absolutely not.
No, but that's conformity. Like you said, that's the scary part of it is that and what people don't understand about liberals and Republicans is that Republicans love conformity. However, and so this is the dichotomy. This is the problem is that liberals hate conformity, and so they but they love it in a way. It's like, okay, so let me try to explain what I mean here. I'm trying to. This is an interesting. It's a paradox.
Actually, they're more conformist, I think, than
it's both.
See where Cruz is going with this.
All right,
I see where Cruz is going with it.
So conservatives like conformity that works. So conservatives conform around
tradition and stuff.
Tradition and ritual and things that work. Hey, if gravity works, it works. So so if something works, why change it? So that's conformity, and that's when conformity is positive. But when conformity becomes negative is when something like when the laws become to the point where certain people can't do certain things. You can't drink at this drinking fountain. Well, that's the way it's always been. That's when conservatives become a problem. That's when you need the liberal to come in and go, hey, this is bullshit. So that and then you need a bunch of people to conform with them and go, hey, this is bullshit. But the problem with liberals is that, or a lot of is that they tilt the other way and think all change is good. And thinks that just because it's progress is good. Like people told me, progress. I'm like, well, cancers progress, tumors grow. So you got these idiots that go, well, it's progress. This is it's science and progress. Well, lobotomies were progress 30 years ago. And then we go, well, holy shit, that's a bad idea. And then back then the people who were fighting for conservative ideas say, hold back. We have to test this to see if it's worth conforming to. We have to test this as a society, but now we don't do that. We just, oh, well, we're just going to give hormones. Oh, this virus, oh, it's got this. Oh, it's because we have no patience because our society is completely about conforming to the newest trend, conforming to what's to the instant trend. So now everybody, oh, well, this is the way it's supposed to go. Now, oh, you don't like that now. So now we're not, and that has to do with religion too, because religion is a big conformity. Obviously, if you got 85,000 or 8,500 people in a church, they're conforming to the same belief system.
Yeah.
But I think that's the issue is that too much conservative and leads to stagnation, at least to stability. You have to have both. I call it like a 60-40, like
kind of a balance sort of.
It's like bend but don't break.
Right.
But the problem is that like these batshit people don't, like I said, they're conforming to the idea that they can sit in front of ICE officers and get shot, and how dare the ICE officers, that kind of crazy shit.
Even though they try to run them over.
Yeah.
But that's
But anyways, my thoughts kind of trailed off there, but you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah.
I like the little sneak jabs you throw in there real quick. As you bounce them back out the door real quick little kick in the shin real fast. I like little kicks in the shin because the conformity is something that actually can be unbalanced and balanced, and the unbalance nowadays is what we're talking about. The unbalance of conformity is actually starting to swell more than ever, and people are getting so used to their truth and they're conformed into something that absolutely is not true. So the Bible says that what is evil in the last days will be good, and what is good will be evil. And so does other wisdom books outside of the Bible say the same thing.
Yes, which is an interesting subject in itself, because people don't want to go down that road because everyone talks about Christianity. But anyway, keep going.
And it doesn't have nothing to do with just a Christianity thing. It has to deal with, there it is again, right there. It doesn't even have to do with the Christianity thing. It has to go right back to humanity, how humanity acts. It's kind of seen where if you see war in this way or doomed to repeat history, it's all of those good tropes and understandings that we need to still keep, but we don't base anything off of that anymore because we're living in a society that wants to change things, but yet still what you said earlier, still kind of be the same on this. A Democrat comes in for something that is good to kind of balance off the conservatives and say, hey, we do need a little bit more progressive in this. But then when you go look behind him, he's saying, yeah, we need to be more progressive of giving children hormonal pills too.
See, that's not to me. Some of their stuff is not necessarily progressive. I hate that term because it's like, well, that's regressive. In my opinion.
Of course. But to them, it is. That's the point. To them, anything that's changing new is good.
That's their argument. Is that like what Cruz said earlier? He's right, because the argument is they are progressing society, moving society forward. And if you don't agree, doesn't matter if you're not conservative, anything other than a Republican, anything other than a Democrat, no matter what, you're not. That's why it is the red and blue. I remember, with certain people I've talked to over the last year, it seems like this red and blue is coming up a lot. I was raised in the hood hard.
I was just gonna say, I used to call it election day. I called it choose your favorite gangbanger day.
Yeah, right. Choose your favorite gangbanger day, because it is the Bloods and the Crips. We got the red and the blue.
Yeah, it's the Dodgers versus the Yankees, whatever you want to call it.
And this is what they love. We love separation. Now, the thing is, I don't mind separation. I want to root for
Yeah.
my team. If my team is whack, I can be honest and say my team sucks, but that's the Chargers. I don't.
That's who I'm going for, because whatever
Yeah,
reason.
but you know, and I like them, and even though they suck, I like them. But the thing is, it's not going to affect you unless I make it affect you. If you tell me, "Hey, man, your team sucked," and I go, "What? Hey, take that back."
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the evidence
Yeah.
is there. They suck.
Well, it's because your identity is based upon your
Evidence-
team.
Right. The evidence is there. They were sucking. Now, you might have reasons. You might have overall the referee, this, that. We all got that all over our lives. But the bottom line is, am I conforming to my own truth, or am I going to tell the truth? And this is where society is lacking. This is where we're too comfortable, we're too complacent, and we don't know how to get up out of that comfortable seat and go, you know what? I really am really down with this stuff right here. I love y'all, but y'all ain't right now. And that's what has to be said.
Yeah. And it has to be said about all of them, because my issue is that everyone thinks that, yeah, I'm on Team MAGA or Team Trump. It's not. And this is the problem that we have, is that we have a system, our structured, stagnant, whatever you want to call it, conforming system that we have is broken. Fundamentally broken, because it's based upon materialism only. So we've got this system, the capitalist system, which, and I'm not an anti-capitalist, obviously, but when you got too much fucking spice on the burger, you ain't gonna taste the burger.
That's true.
Right? So it's like anything else, like, you hate, no, but I'm not going to deny someone health care and to have them be crippled for life because they broke their leg, accidentally slipped on some ice, and now they're in debt for 8 years. Well, that's socialism. Yeah, well, there's also we also can handle all that because we give money, obviously, to so much that we don't need to, and there's so much fraud out there. So I'd rather have it go to somebody's leg when they slip on the ice.
Right. Something
good.
So
There's nuance, and no one wants to have nuance, because nuance requires you to not have black and white, and that requires you to think. It also so there's like I said, there's so many different things that I can go with. This is why I created this whole theory that I have, the Ourboros Codex, and this is my shameless butt plug here. Is that I want something that allows you to define things in a system that you can take anything and use to define anything, and not define it because you're telling things how it works, but because you want a different perspective on looking at things. Because all this stuff can be explained through cause and effect. Everything that's happening now is because it's like all the corporations that slowly took over, the slow rot took over, where corporations we can now not effectively change our government without, I'm going to say this is a controversial statement, we cannot change our country without destroying our current system.
That's true.
There's no way we can do it unless we do it dozens and dozens and dozens of times, like over the next 30, 40 years. But it's so entrenched in shit that, in my mind, it's going to take something. What's happening? It's going to take something spiritual, if you want to call it an awakening or whatever. And hopefully that's happening more. It seems like it's happening more.
Okay. All right. So check it out. You and I and Max, we have to be able to be those type of people that speak on what is happening now, what happened before, and what could happen in the future if you truly want it, because we are part of a platform. And when you're part of a platform that is growing, people want to hear how you are thinking about what could be and how maybe it can happen and not be conformed. There are a lot of people out there like us that are not looking for conformity in this way. But the thing about it is this: there is Marxism and socialism going on right now that is outside of Democratic or Republican. You have certain Republicans or certain conservatives or certain independents that are acting like socialists. And then you have most Democrats, some of the older crew Democrats are against some of the newer Democrats. I've seen that over the last.
Yes, like you're the a lot of our grandparents were Democrats, but they weren't into the woke shit. You know what I'm saying? Like now they're just, you're right, they're crazy. They're almost like socialists.
It's a whole nother. Or they're more into the Marxism, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
so
yeah.
and going into the communism. So if you look at how it is, going off of what Cruz was just saying, I have dip a little point to pick with Cruz. I will say to you that things are flipping and changing, and it's not for the better. But the thing is that they're trying to get ahead of what you're saying that people need to do is to break the system down. They're trying to get ahead of the system. They want to be the ones to tell you, oh, the system is breaking. We got to do a change.
Yes,
And
yes.
and the system is breaking, and the system does need to be broken down. But like I said, my point with you, my pick on you is going, oh, whoa, it is happening, but it's not happening the way you or I or Max or most people, I would say even more, the most common household would never want to see it start to change because it is going into a Marxist society. Just like when we started the whole conversation, the first things that we spoke about was what? College.
Mm.
And what is college? And what does college do right now? College is teaching Marxism. College is teaching socialism. And
Yep.
how can you teach socialism and Marxism in a free country like this, a capitalistic country that actually has been doing a lot of things going around the world, helping people, doing this, doing that? We got a lot of humanitarian people in our country that's in high places that is not Trump. They're not Joe Biden. They're not being controlled like Joe Biden or Trump or whatever you want to say. There are some people out there that literally really do take the money and the grants and go up to another country and really do something good.
Yes, yes.
Yep.
In
There
America,
are.
in America is the leaders in doing that all over the world. Now, since we know that is true, that's not conforming to anything, that's the truth. And I'm speaking about America. I am American, so I'm going to speak the truth. But there are the other parts of the people that are in high societies that have found a way to start to spin that little top that starts to show itself that Marxism and socialism is coming in. And this is the society that we're starting to see that we've been talking about this whole time. This is what it really comes down to, Cruz. Like you're saying, hey, look, the system is being broke. It's just not being broken the way that we would like to see it be broke.
Yeah. So they are doing a reboot, but it's not the same kind of reboot. It's funny though, because it makes people, the reason they're doing this socialism, communism shit is because it makes money, which is funny because they're down in capitalism, but that's what capitalists are about.
Oh no, it's all about power, man. It's never been about anything else but power. And
Well, power,
money right
whatever.
now is power, and that's
it.
that. And money and attention are our currency. So that's why any attention is better than no attention.
You guys are inspiring some Suno songs here.
Yeah. Well, that's actually, yeah. Suno, my whole album, yeah. And that's why I'm going to be one of those people who focuses on because the only way to deal with all this craziness, because like you said, we really don't know, none of us know what's going on. That's the bottom line. None of us know, even the highest people in power. We've talked about this before. I think we did last time. Even Trump, anybody else, all those people, they think they know what's going on.
They're puppets too,
but they don't know.
Yeah.
And then the puppets are puppets of the puppets who are puppets of the puppets. Who knows where this ends and where this goes, and it's circular too. So it's like this parasitic relationship where Trump's a puppet, someone's puppeteering Trump, and someone's puppeteering the person puppeteering Trump, and then that person has to deal with the fact that there's 8 billion people that if they don't do this, so they have to. So it's like It's like this. We have no idea. So what I think, this is why we're doing this. What we're doing here is that we want people to think. We want people to think for themselves, and we also want to focus on the people around us. Like, at least that's what I'm doing. I can't speak for anybody else. Actually, I can only speak for myself. What I'm doing is I'm forming an improv community here. I'm putting my music of inspiration. I want people to work out to my music. I want people to go, yeah. I want people to listen to my shit and feel, fuck yeah. Because if you listen to the top 10 songs, now it's all this drab, like, oh, the jolly flute. I want people to jump and feel pumped. I want people to get up just
Right.
like Nash's stuff,
Yep.
feel
That zap to your system.
yeah, like I'm gonna get out, I'm gonna freaking do treadmill for an hour. I'm gonna go walk out, I'm gonna go out and do an improv show. Because when I listen to my stuff or make people laugh and at the absurdity at stuff like Max's stuff, or inspire people religiously. If you are, even if you're not Christian, if you know the power of belief, you listen to Nash's stuff or your other stuff, because you're not all about just about specific things. We all have different things. My point is, I want to be a positive. I'm going to be a positive influence on everything around me. I'm going to spread joy. I'm going to do that intentionally. And I'm going to do it intentionally with my improv and with my music and with this kind of podcast and making people laugh.
Man.
And a lot of that's people go, oh, well, that's so quaint, because a lot of people don't like my music because it's too sappy, it's cheesy. I got to talk about that though. Can I rant a little bit about
Go
AI?
for it. Oh, we're loving your rants, dude. At least I can say.
And then let's do this though. Nash, if you have anything else you want to add to this piece of the conversation, because I know you have a lot to add to everything. But
I'm ready. We can close that off. I'm ready to say my last part right now. Let's all say, well, you pretty much said your last part right now. You killed it right there. But I'll say something to Max. You come on in, But I'll let me jump in real fast. Everything we do is a gift, and if it's not a gift that you are giving to society, then you are wasting something that is inside of you that is good for other people, but you might not know it. And if your conformity has kept you from sharing your gift in a positive way, true positive, not your positive, true positive way that is uplifting someone or bringing someone to a great understanding where they can at least go, and they have a thought, not a negative thought, but a thought that gives them an idea to bounce off, a trampoline from. If you're not doing that, then you are a conformer. You are easily to be pushed into a certain way of thinking. You are easily to be pushed in a certain way of being. And it is not for you to go out and say, you know what, I just heard the Nothing Sacred podcast, and I'm about to go run outside and hit my chest at the next person that says, hey, man, you do this. No, I don't. I just heard the podcast and they told me. No, we're not saying. What we're saying is your life and your time right now to get your mind in order to start to learn that tradition is not always tradition. And tradition does not mean that I have to apply your tradition to everything I do, but I will apply truth. So real quick, I'll say this and I'm done. I speak more on the spiritual side. I believe more about, let's say, Christ or things like that. I'm more into it, but I'm not as into it as other people that will push it and also try to make money in it. See what I'm saying? I'm not with all that. I'm against that. And I can say that. And I'm good with that. I can say there is people that are trying to make money off of Christ and I don't like them, but I'm not conforming to them. I'm not with it. I don't
Or
agree
it becomes
with
their
it.
identity too. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times this, the kind of people I'm talking about where every single conversation, somehow their religion has to come up in it. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it's the same thing with the woke. That's exactly the same thing that happens, because that's why it's the same
Identity
thing.
politics, homie.
It's their identity. They have to, they've been told that they have to do that or else. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Yeah.
And so as we move on, as we move forward, we're going into another conversation that is just a spinoff. It doesn't detach. It's just a spinoff. When we start talking about AI, artificial intelligence, it's just a spinoff because people are pushing certain things. I use AI and I'm totally blind. I make images. I make images for people. I've been helping to
Mm-hmm.
brand some friends and company, and I'm using
Actually,
some AI.
it's actually opened doors for people that are blind. You know what I'm saying? Like, could you have made an image? Well,
But real art, bro, real art is done.
oh,
Oh
oh,
man, I am so
all right, puke it, man.
I am so
Let's hear it.
astonished that people are and it does go back to conformity because everything is related. That's the key to this. If there's anything else you want to get out of the Ouroboros Codex, is that we're all part of a greater whole. We're all part of something that's connected together. Every part of us has been is connected to every other part. What we see is not the truth in terms of connectivity. And you're right, conformity, because this is the conformity of the standard of what art is and what art has become. And what art has become is a commodity. So when art is a commodity, so what that means is that when your success as an artist is not how much you express, it's not how much people go, wow, that's beautiful, that's really nice. It's how much money you make.
Mm.
It's how much money you make
How
and
successful you were with it, right?
music isn't about, hey, I put my album. It's about how many likes do I have? How many people are listening? How much money am I making? And it's all related to money. So
Mm.
so it's all related to money. So that way, when you can do something that takes someone 7 hours to do on their own when they're using their old guitar and whatever else and doing whatever else they're doing, and it takes you 10 minutes, they're threatened because of the material things part of it, but they're threatened because their egos, first of all, their egos threatened. I worked 12 hours on this thing. How dare they? How
Yeah,
dare
and
I?
he did it in 5 minutes, or
He did it
something.
in 5 minutes, but then they don't walk to work. They take the car.
Yeah, right.
But I'm getting ahead of myself here. So let me tell you what I'm just going to explain my experience here and what I'm going through, because I had this album out. It's called Folio, and the reason it's called Folio is because I acknowledge what it is. It's a collaboration between myself and AI. What I do is I have ideas in my head. I've had them for my whole life, and I'm very good at scatting, which is why I've taken to the harmonica too, because it's pretty much scatting with a harmonic. But anyway, so anyways, I scatting. So I scat. I mean, do down did that do down down the diddle ding down the diddle ding doom, like all my life, right?
Yes, I remember.
Right. I've been doing it with Max.
Wow. Crowd is applauding. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So I can do that and I do improv. If you want to check out, also I have Stronzo Brothers. We do that on Thursday nights, by the way, which is a different story and a different idea. But that's basically I do improv comedy. But anyway, but I can do improv or I can make them up. I have these ideas in my head. There's been so I have this album. So what Suno allows me to do, it allows me to record my scatting. Now either I can do one track, I can do multiple tracks, but just with one track. Like those songs that I did on that album, the Folio album, which is, like I said, a collaboration between Cruise Control and AI. And I don't make any bones about it. I'm not going to hide it. It's AI because even though it's just a tool, but so anyway, so I got this album out there. So I'm doing, and people listen to it, and some people like it, really like it, and they actually understand that it's just as good as anything else I've ever done. And some people have told me outright they will not listen to it, or they will listen to it, but they won't really respect it. And these are friends of mine that have said this to me. I won't really respect it because it's AI. It's not made by a human. And I'm like, but I've had some of these ideas. You can ask Max. I've had these ideas in my head. The song "Resonate" is actually a funny enough. We made a spoof of it called "Shit Breath."
Yeah, so he was doing that scatting, and I was
yeah.
singing a song about a chick who had some really shitty breath.
Yeah. And I'll explain my because I made that song doom doom da doom 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 boom boom doom 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 doom.
Which, by the way, that's my favorite song on the album. I think, dude.
I had to end it with it because
it was just that's a banging ass song. The other stuff is good too, but that's my shit, man.
I had to end it with that song because that song is it's just got a vibe to it, man. Resonate. It's just, but it's not the original sound of it. Funny enough. And this is one of the things I love about it too, is because what I'm doing right now is I'm making this music and I have the scatting and I scat the things out and I have an idea in my head and it definitely sounds like the idea in my head, but it doesn't sound enough like it that it sounds completely mine. So when I listen to it, it's like this amazing thing. I hear all these different pieces of the music when I hear it. It's the most amazing shit ever. I am so blessed to be able to be doing this because it allows me to, and it allows Max to express himself. Max will come home sometimes still, and like you'll have an idea and you go, oh, I'm gonna go hang out and drink. No, you know what? I'm gonna go home and create.
That's I've done that.
Yes.
As we're talking now, I'm thinking of shit. What I'm
Yeah,
gonna
so
do.
so so you're gonna do. So you got all these ideas and these things that you couldn't do on your own that allow, and that's what the beauty of human ingenuity is. But these people are so I've gotten people. So Resonate is by the way, oh, I forgot to mention Resonate original. You know that song, Finally It Has Happened to Me?
Oh,
Finally It Has
by
Happened
CC
to Me.
Peniston. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that's the original backbone of it. It's a dance. Doom doom da boom doom doom boom boom doom 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 da boom doom
Oh,
boom
that's
boom
funny. You know what?
boom boom
Damn,
boom 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 doom doom boom boom.
I
Now,
never tripped.
Am I stealing that?
No, hell no. It's
No.
just
And if
like the
the
stupid, the thing about Ghostbusters and what was the other one? I Want a New Drug.
Yeah, and if the that was kind of that was and that's the thing. It's all about
I don't
money.
believe that was even ripped off. I think that was just the riffs were similar.
It
That's
was but it's all about money. So now these people are and these artists, oh my God, their AI is stealing my work. You steal the guitar sound. That's not your sound. You didn't make
right.
that sound. You got that sound from a guitar amp. You even probably picked it out from a list. So then this guy's so I'm playing it to some people. Some people aren't saying a word. Uh, my one friend made his passive aggressive statement on online, basically saying that like authentic humans are the real. So you can't tell what's fake and real anymore. I'm like, it's sound. Sound is not fake or real. Sound comes out of a speaker. It hits your ear. It causes an emotional reaction. There's no real or fake sound. It's not realer because it came from your mouth or a guitar. It came from the speaker still. So anyway, so
Well, the whole thing is, but it is the bottom line is it is your idea. It is your spirit. You hummed into the Suno and said, "This is what I want to do," and it gave you something back and said, "Okay," and it gave you something kind of back towards something close to what you're doing,
yes.
and then if you heard it, you kind of liked it because it gives you choices. And you're like, you know what? That's the closest to what I was doing right there. I'm
Yeah.
hearing some of the same notes. I'm hearing the same key.
I'm a
Um,
composer and I'm not curate. Like a composer who curates. And curate basically means chooses for anyone out there who doesn't know, like a curator. Like, ah,
That's funny. Nashayah was talking to me about curators. What wasn't it, man? Where you were talking about promoting the music that we do or something like that. Remember we were talking about that?
oh yeah. Curators is it's basically just being a curator, as in being able to choose something and put it on your platform to utilize it, or put it on or
yeah.
spread it out to different platforms, or even introduce it. But I was saying as a curator, I was talking about making playlists and things like that. Like when I listened to Cruz's music earlier today, I said, "Oh, I got to create a playlist that
Yeah.
will fit Cruz's music on a playlist with his style, what he does, what he's doing. I'm gonna make a playlist that has some of his songs involved in it, so that way it help to get out there further. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make some SEO catchphrases and put it into the coding of the background of the YouTube playlist, and I'm gonna put on the description area. I'm gonna put tags there, and that will spin out and we'll start to get to somebody that probably that listens to music that is more improv music, that is swing jazz mixture, folk mixes and all that, all where you're not really singing, it's not really vocalizing,
Yeah.
more soundtrack music. People listen to stuff like that. People love what Cruz is doing right there, and
Oh yeah.
resonate resonates with me. I felt like resonate definitely was a great song to end off the album. It worked. It gave a feeling like, okay, you guys heard all these other flavors and all that. You can hear all the scat. You can hear the scat
Yeah.
in the album. You can tell that you were on that mic going, and
Or
you
somebody human was, somebody with a soul was.
yeah, right. Yeah, that's what it matters. That's what matters. And as long as it's your ideas, that's what matters. AI is about being able to utilize AI. Now we're not to the point where AI is going to take over the complete world and put you in jail if you don't do something that AI says. We're not there, folks. Calm down.
Yeah, there's that fear.
Yeah.
You're right.
But
Well,
what we,
and
but
actually, Nashayah, you brought up a point earlier about how you're able to generate images using AI. Back in the day, you knew you could make it, because you had vision at one time. So you could come up with an image and kind of describe it, but now you can actually bring that to life as a blind person. We didn't have that ability back then. You know what I mean?
And now is without waiting for someone. See, what
yes,
me myself,
and that's the
as
problem.
I don't
Oh,
have to wait on you anymore.
That's the
they're
problem.
not
You don't,
needed
they're
anymore.
not,
That's
it's gatekeeping as well. It's, oh my God, all these engineers are going to lose their jobs.
uh-huh.
Well, the horse traders lost their jobs too when automobiles came out, but no one's, no, you
The
don't give a shit
milkman no
about
longer there's
them.
no longer a milkman position anymore.
It's shit.
You know
Then
what I'm saying?
that's the progress where things need to change. Where if you don't change, you're going to go behind. If you don't understand that's a useful change, that's where the conservative goes wrong. And this is where the conformity comes in. Because there's this guy, a guy in my in Stronzo, great guy. I'll call him. But he's driving me. He goes, yeah, I listened to your stuff, but I could tell it was AI. And
You
then I
could?
go, wait a second. You do electronic trance music. That's what you release. It's called it's an album he releases stuff, and it's just like that's straight to do
And it's all synthesized.
and I'm like, and then he goes, oh yeah, well, and he kind of downs back, and I'm like, are you even listening to? And the only reason you know it's AI is because I told you, because I'm telling you the stuff I make isn't like it's standard AI. It's because it has too much. I know. Anyway, go ahead, Nash.
Gonna say is, and he knows it. But see, the thing is, you can hear your stuff, and if nobody knew exactly what's going on, they would actually think that maybe this is a band, or maybe this is
Yeah.
like a type of orchestra type band that has a 10-piece band. This could be a 12-piece band right here. Like you don't know what this is. There are people out there that have 12-piece bands and they can play whatever they want, do anything they want at any time, any kind of music they want to do, they can do it. And just like you said, your friend, he's making his type of music he's doing, and it has a little bit of a scat sound to it. It got a little bit of this type, the dun 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 dun, and he's telling you, yeah, but the thing is, because he does know that you did it, and that's a problem, and you didn't ask him, even though you got love for him.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
And,
It wasn't included.
yeah, not only that, but it's a another friend says, "Oh, well, I just don't listen to it." And I go, "But you use drums. You don't use
Electronic
real
drums.
drums. You just use electronic drums." And he's like, "Oh, that's different." I'm like, "So so drums aren't music?" I goes, "Well, that's not the same thing." I'm like, it's you use repeating." All those people are like, "Oh, well, you're not playing any of this." I'm like, "You're not either. What you do is you go on the thing, you record your guitar dozens of times till you get the right take. Then you repeat that using AI, using tools to repeat the same. You are doing it. The problem you have is that I take 10 minutes and you take 4 hours, and my stuff sounds just as good or better than anything you've ever done. In terms of your mind, I'm talking about just as good in terms of intricacy or whatever.
Right.
And it's not even about better. But let me take that better out, because that's a dangerous word to use when you're looking at art. But my point is, if you
Oh, go ahead. You have another point. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
if you looked at our stuff objectively next to each other, you would go, "Wow, my stuff sounds just as good as his stuff."
Yeah.
And so
absolutely.
he gets mad about it because it's gatekeeping. Because I worked 20 hours on my song, you worked 10 minutes. You can't do that. So now and I've got a degree. I've got the blah blah blah. I've been doing this for blah blah blah. I've got the freaking engineering blah blah blah. You can't just come in here and do this and be creative and make joyful music that people enjoy. No, it's not real. I'm not even going to accept it as real, because I guarantee it's what's going to happen when I talk to him next time. My other buddy, he's going to go, "Oh wow, it's not my style of music, and I can tell it's this." And You
Oh
know,
man,
you know.
that's not. It's not cool. It's not cool. But remember, like we say, we're not conform to anything. We're not conformative people, so we can see both sides. I
Yeah,
can see a side. It's not a full side. It's not a complete side, but I see what
I see
people
it
will say
too. Yeah.
because it's the spirit, right? So I had my engineer the other day speaking on this conversation. My studio engineer, he picked me up, and I was coming to the studio to rock a track, and that one of my boys had put together and actually produced and made, and he sampled some stuff, and he had some drums to it, and it was a really
Ah,
tight beat.
that's another thing. Remember?
This is all the music hacking. We're all music hacking in some type of way. This is the ultimate music hack that we're
We're
doing right
human
now.
beings using the tools that God gave us in our minds to create the tools to do what we're doing.
And all we're doing is getting better and better, and AI is just allowing you to do things quicker. Now, so what it is so I'm with my friend and I'm rolling with him, and then I get to the studio and he's showing me that he wrote a couple of songs some years ago, and he kind of left it out. And I was like, man, you've been holding back on me. You writing tracks, man. You don't share none of your written stuff with me, so I can help turn it into a hit. He's like, well, I use Suno. I was like, oh, you use Suno to
Oh,
turn into a hit. He goes, yeah.
aha.
I said, oh, is that right? I said, okay. Because he's not really a writer. He doesn't really do all that. He's mainly a studio engineer that has beautiful contracts with book companies. It's like the studio engineer's dream. After they bought all this equipment and put all this time to all their equipment and money and all this, they would love to have something, a contracts that would completely be able to pay them. Especially you got a woman that knows you put all this money in and you ain't did nothing with your studio. I've seen all of it. And he's doing so well. He's got book contracts. I mean, lots of them. People coming in reading books all the time. He just gets paid up the yang for it. Wonderful, right? So he's like, man, I don't create nothing. I don't make anything. I was like, I know you don't. He goes, man, but I did find a couple of songs I did kind of write down, and I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna put these songs into Suno. So here's my main gig. He plays the tracks to me, absolute hitters. I'm like, that's a freaking hit, man. And so he's like, hey, I asked AI how to utilize this hit. And I said, yeah, you got to sell it or something. He said, hey, that's what AI said. And it gave me every way possible how to get it sold. What types of people to go talk to, what types of groups to go talk to, what types of people to not deal with, who to deal with. I said, wow, that's great. That's just like, YouTube giving you tutorials on how to build a house. you
And
know?
they kind of do in a lot of
Right.
ways.
And said, so check it out. So check it out. So he tells me this, and he's like, yeah, man, this is great. What? So as we're working on the song that I came in with, that has me writing the lyrics, and my friend, made the drum for it, and he took some other music and turned it around and sampled it and chopped it up and created his own out of chops and samples. And I'm on the track and I go, yeah, I'm going to leave this verse open. I'm going to figure out who can rap on this verse. I'm going to get one of my church buddies or something, maybe, or something like that, or whatever. And he's like, yeah, all right. You always have problems with people. People take too long. You got these tracks open. You're trying
That's
to.
another thing. You don't have to wait on that anymore.
Yeah. So he says to me, he goes, you could maybe get a Suno rapper to rap with you.
Yep, exactly. Just do it like that.
What? Huh? What? Huh? He goes, you can get a Suno rapper to come rap those lyrics. You can write it and we can get a Suno rapper, or we can just put the song in with your lyrics already there and tell the Suno come in on this verse right here and let them look at what you did, what the song is called, and they'll come up with their own lyrics.
Man, and the bitch, see what I love is I can't lie. I used to get criticized for this. It takes you too long to memorize your lyrics. I used to always get that shit. And I'm like, yeah, well, I want them to sound good, man. I don't just want to just spit them out. I want it to actually to sound like I know what I'm doing. Now I don't have to do that with Suno. I just type them bitches in, click create the song, and there we go. And I got some shit already. Like, damn, this idea came out. you know.
And that's the thing. This is all improving. All this stuff we're talking about. No one's saying, "Yeah, I feel my life is less full. I feel terrible. I get home and I have this creative idea, and I look at Suno and I see that it does it for me, and I feel terrible because it's not doing it for you. It's inspiring you to use a tool. Now the
Yeah.
issue is like anything else, just like cars did. Cars made people fat because people didn't have to walk anywhere.
Well, okay, and Nashayah brings up sampling. Remember when sampling was like, "Oh, you're stealing someone else's music." Hey, guess what? Now, everyone's doing it. You know what I'm saying? Now it's
Ben's doing it.
yep.
Ben's
Yeah.
making money off of it.
Yeah,
You
and
know?
that's the thing. And yeah, the money thing, and that's part of it. Because here's the thing, another thing, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but people think there's a finite amount of creative, like there's a pie, and if people are using Suno, they're taking it. First of all, Suno and whatever it's doing, all those songs that I made, they were synthesis of other people's ideas that were synthesized with my scatting and my idea to create something completely new. And that's all art is. And it's
Yep.
never ending. It is infinite. So these people are upset because they want the pie. They think they deserve more of it than some schlub like myself. Oh, you just made it up. Oh, Max, you just made it up, and you can't not a musician. You didn't, oh, can you write like that? Could you have written those same words? Would the song have come out in exactly that way with different words? Because the song is filtered through the lyrics that's made. Would the songs have sounded the same without the exact scatting that I did? No. So that's the point. It would never have existed without me.
That is the point. That is the main point. It's like, you can utilize it. Now, will I use a Suno rapper to rap on that spot? No, I don't need that. I have the lyrics. I got lyrics. I can write it. I
And
can
you
rap
enjoy
it.
the process because the process is just as important.
And it's just as important. So I don't mind. But somebody else that might not want to do it, or somebody else that don't have all the equipment like I have to make beats, play pianos, do this, do that, get on the mic at the same time, even got the money to even take it to another spot to get it mixed, mastered. People that don't have all of that, or even all of my skills, they're going to say, hey, you know what? I'm looking at a Suno like, bro, I really want to sing this one part and I want to hit these certain notes, and I'm not able to do that. But I don't got nobody else to do it. But
I hear it in my head.
I hear it in my head, and I think I'm going to put it down right here on Suno. And let's see if I can get Suno to sing this part out, and I'm going to make sure I get it as close as I can get it, because it is you working with the AI. Now, it comes out as yours. You can label it down as yours. You can publish it as yours. It will be yours. You can sell it as yours. Like my boy is talking about doing, he's going to go sell his hot tracks to some young hottie with a big booty and big breasts, and she's going to make $1,050,000 off this song, and he's going to get paid maybe about $75,000 to sell it to him. But he's going to be happy. Why? Because he's not really a big writer. This is the kind of thing it helps. It's going to help somebody that is not a big writer. He doesn't really do this. So he'll be happy to make $75,000 off of something he doesn't even do.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of people do it all the time. My buddy, he can't play the drums. So what does he do? He gets the drum machine and uses drums to make his drum rhythms. He doesn't see anything wrong with that. What he hates is that someone's using it to make guitar sounds. That's what he hates, because he's the guitarist. He can't, but he doesn't care about the drum sounds. Drummers have been complaining about drum machines for decades.
Forever.
Right.
And I don't give a shit, because he doesn't consider them. It's only about his music. It shows a lot about people. It's ego. It's, I got to create this, and I got to gatekeep, because I had to go through this process. Like, well, 10 years ago, you couldn't do it at home. Well, and you hated that. Now you're happy about the freedom of being able to create your own music at home, and your music sounds like it's created at home.
Yeah. Well, it's like our
Hold on. Wait a minute. That seemed like you took a shot at a knee. That was a knee.
Well, I did, because I took a shot at it because of a shot about AI. Oh, it sounds like AI. Well, you've heard my songs, and you can tell me honestly, I don't care. It does probably, parts of it sound like AI. I even noticed there's little artifacts in there in some places. But overall,
unless you told me.
Yeah.
You know, if you just put that on, I wouldn't go, it sounds like something.
I showed
mean, I was like,
pragmatic passion, to these people, to some of my friends who were driving home from Stronzo. I showed I go, and of course, Mara, Stronzo had said, one of the Stronzos had said, "Oh, well, I've heard your stuff," but then he put in the name wrong, and he also didn't I think don't think he heard that one because they were completely quiet the whole song, like wow. And it wasn't like wow, this is great. It was scared wow.
yeah,
Like,
like, oh shit.
what are you afraid of? You're afraid of the power of a tool, but
Yeah.
you're not even looking at it going, wow, I could use this myself to make my own music. They're going, no, I'll never use that. Oh, well, okay, you'll never use a car. Why are you walking? Why don't you walk to work? That's
Well,
stupid.
this
Walking
this
to work
all
is stupid.
this
Why
all
would I
run,
walk to work?
yeah, like I challenge you, okay, to if you don't like the AI thing, walk to work for the next let's say month.
Well, or don't use drum machines. Get a drummer. I'm not going to do that. Well, then you're doing the same thing I am. But my other main point, before I know I'm ranting on this a lot because I really feel strongly about this because this has been the best year of my life in terms of creativity. And when I hear some of the stuff that I've heard in my head for 30 years, literally
Coming to
cry,
life.
literally crying, not joking, not not crying in a I'm going to cry for 4 hours, but that burst of instant, overwhelming joy of just wow. This
Like
is
I
stuff
did.
I've created this music that can bring people happiness. Someone's going to listen to that and go, I like this. I'm going to work out to this or whatever. I'm going to use this as inspiration because it's supposed to, um but the one thing I will say, the stuff you do, the stuff that I do with my buddy, I got another song out called Bloodsucker. Came out with Ranger and Cruz. Took us all day to work on, Shane and I. And it's just as fulfilling because the process with him making the song, same guy who won't listen to my music or says that he doesn't want to listen to it or says that he won't take it seriously. I make songs with him all the time. I write music with him all the time, and I write this song with him, and it doesn't change the fact that I wrote that song with him. The AI, I could say, oh well, we have AI. Why would I write a song with you? But it's
Like I'm not too big to go get in the studio too.
no, it's not even about too big. It's about the process.
Yeah.
It's the process. And there's nothing wrong with the process as long as the process is fulfilling. We are losing the spirit as what fulfills you in the process. I am fulfilled when I am writing a song that I know that's going to touch somebody and help somebody get closer to the creator of all. I wrote songs that really wasn't about getting closer to the creator. Now I'm writing more songs that are about getting closer to the creator. That fulfills me. If I can use something that is AI in a way where, for instance, I'm thinking about, and I have looked and checked it out and found out I can do it. I was like, whoa, I'm thinking about, okay, well, I'll use Suno. I want to get away from any licensing towards sampling. I want to be able to sample what I want, how long I want, because there's certain parts might be so cool and I can't sample it because I would have to hold the sample button down to record the part for over 30 seconds, almost a whole piece, just even the piece, and I can get charged for it because now it sounds like the song. Oh gosh, I can't even use this piece, and this is the hot piece of the song because now it sounds like that person's song, so I'll get in trouble. Not trouble, but they'll want to sue me down the line if I ever made $1 million. They want 500,000 out of it, whatever. So now Suno actually would allow you to actually create, just like what you're doing, create your own track. You tell Suno, I want it to be like this. I want horns to be like this. I want it to have this type of style. I want it to have a voice with it. I want it to have this kind of background. I want it to have a drop beat like this, boom, boom, boom. You type it in and it'll give you 3, 4, 5 flavors. But the thing about that is you can take that flavor and I can sample that Suno piece and it's mine. See? And now now I can take that and I can go get on the drum machines, get on the real drums, and I can make the drum myself. Then I can go get on the keyboards and I can go play some keyboard parts, make up some parts, or even get on the microphone and hum. Because see, this has been around for a while too, where you can get on the microphone and hum, and then go back to the computer and find a keyboard sound you know is cool, whatever, and connect it with your humming, and it will play everything you just hummed. But no,
That's what
there's a
Cruise
lot
Control does with
of
Suno.
yeah, exactly. And there's a lot, but even more. This is even more like controlled though. Little Suno kind of gets into what Suno kind of wants to do too. It adds in a lot of its own. This
Right.
is actually like skeletons of process where. But this, what I'm about to say though, with that though, it is that, but it's not. But it is. But the thing is, with that is that there was the process where people didn't like that. That people can just get on the mic and go, oh, and then go to the computer and find a note, find the make sure it's on the right key. Okay, and then get an instrument, boom,
Mhm.
and now the instrument, boom, 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 and you're like, yeah, and they moving forward. When now I remember when I was younger, people did that. And they were like, "Hey, man, you didn't play that, bro. You didn't play that, bro." Just like we're saying, like everything has to move forward. We're moving forward. We're always moving forward. We're going to continually move forward because technology and society is moving forward. And there's a way that if you don't move forward with it, it will move over you and roll you.
And that's the balance.
Yeah,
And
and
that
this
and
goes
that's
back. This goes back to what we were talking about at the beginning of the show about conformity.
yes, it
Because they
does.
got too comfortable with everything, and it's like, nope, actually, this is the way it's going to be now. But you want to fight it?
Well,
No,
it's a balance between what works, and you take what works to move forward, and then you discard and shit out the rest, or if that's the way of excrete the rest. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, because I gave up on that whole purity thing a little while ago. But you excrete the rest, and or you put it toward other uses. And what do you do with that excretion? You fertilize the lawn with it. So
Leave it up to us to use some kind of shit reference.
yeah, of course, absolutely, because we're very facetious like that. But it's
It can
true.
get utilized. It'll be utilized.
That's the
Utilize to
point.
fertilize.
Everything needs to be utilized. And so like, and that, but and this is the negative problem about this is that, like you said, social media and all the negativities, there's massive positives. But one of the negatives, and this is an AI issue that I have, is transparency. If people, it's not going to matter in a couple years. No one's going to give a crap that you're using AI. But I'm damn sure going to let everyone know what I'm doing. I am not playing these instruments myself, but no, which shouldn't matter. But you let people know, hey, this is a collaboration between me and AI. Because in a couple years, because it is an actual collaboration. What I do with my music, I don't. I take a hum. I hum a song. I might add a bass line and do a second track for a bass line, but sometimes I can muddy things up and make it worse. Usually, I hum a song. I put in something like new age dance fiddle rock, and then I let it roll. I let my creative spark be the bass line, and then I let the AI take all of its utilized notes and things and create whatever happens in those songs. Or I might say something like piano, fiddle, violin, piano, fiddle, banjo, rock. And then like I got a new one I just created today, the other day, called Room to Breathe. And it's the tagline is something like new age flute rock. And it's a freaking banger, dude. It's fucking amazing, freaking amazing. It's just I can't even.
Let me ask you. So, are you able to hum something, and are you able to listen to what you hum back through Suno? And the way they played it, they used, whatever to the bass line, so they're going to use the bass guitar and whatever. Are you able to stop it and go, hold on, let me fix this part, my humming part, or have you took the opportunity to jump in more?
Well, I can't
to get more creative control.
They have two things. They have two tiers, and I went back down to the lower tier because and I'm going to go back to the higher tier. I just don't have enough money. They have what's called Suno Studio. So what I do is I hum my thing and I do a cover. and then I say this type of rock. It creates the whole song off of that hum. It changes everything. I don't know what necessarily it's going to change the hum to, like what instrument. Usually it's the main instrument because it's the main melody, and then it works everything around that. At that point, I can choose which song I like. And a lot of times I go through dozens and dozens of songs, and then I'll switch I'll say, you know what, I don't like this jazzy. It's being too jazzy. I want it to be less. I don't want a horn in this song. But I didn't put horn in there. I put jazz. So I changed thing around and I listen to it again. Once I find a song I like, there's an option to do one of two things. You can put it into a studio, and you can turn it into stems. Basically, you can take every instrument and it separates it out.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yes. And
I've seen that make stems. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Let's say you love everything except the main guitar. It just doesn't, but you love everything else. You can turn into stems. You can go into those stems. You can mute out the electric guitar, and then you can reload it up and resave it as the same song without that guitar. Or if you have the studio version, you can go in there, change the stems. They all become their own tracks. You go into that guitar track and you have it redo the whole guitar track to something completely different or a different sound. So you can go as granular as you want. I don't like to go granular. I don't like that. That's why I've never gotten into digital audio workstations. I don't like to go that deep. I want to express myself, throw out the idea, because I hear the song in my head, the whole thing. And then when it comes out, it sounds enough like what I envisioned to be mine, but not enough for me not to listen to it every day and go, holy shit, this is like I'm finding new things every time I listen to it.
I kind of like the Cracker Jack box theory where, I'll write the lyrics. So that's the main thing. I'm doing the lyrics and I have an idea. Okay, I want it West Coast rap, G-funk, blah, 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 blah. And then I'll click create. And then I'll go listen to what I just created and go, oh shit. Listen to this.
And if you notice, and this is what you're going to notice with these, because human is still more creative and quirky. You're going to notice that Max's songs music sounds great, but it sounds very generic. And you want it to. You don't care because your idea is country song generic. And I'm not saying it doesn't sound bad. Some of your beats sound banging. They sound great.
Right.
But my instrumentals do not sound like generic AI.
No, hell no.
What you're saying is that it sounds more like it has a human hand in it. That's what you're saying. It sounds more. It has that human vibe in when he creates something, especially when he makes like a rap or something.
Yeah, it sounds more human than let me explain what I'm trying to say. So let's say someone goes into Suno and they have no musical experience and they write in, create a full rap song about biscuits and gravy. And that's all they write. Rap song about biscuits and gravy. It's going to generate the lyrics and a rap song about biscuits and gravy. But if I listen to that song, there's a 90% chance I'm going to go, yeah, that's an AI song written about biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, because you could tell.
Max will write the song's lyrics, which will change the way the song is interpreted because they have to work around the lyrics in terms of melody and anything else for whatever song. So that adds a level of human to it.
Right, the human aspect. That's what you're saying.
But it doesn't add the level of human to it, to the music.
Well, that's
as much.
Your stuff is more instrumental.
Yes,
intense,
it does a little bit.
Is not.
Like it does because it has to work around his lyrics, but it doesn't inherently. Now, if Max did bada da ding dang da ding and then did his lyrics, it would shape the lyrics to the beat. Like if I gave Max if I gave you a country, you know what? We're gonna do this.
Hey, you know what? I did a collaborative track with somebody already. That was great.
Yeah, exactly. And it came out with his musical ideas and your rap ideas, and it sounds probably completely non-human. I mean, completely not completely human. If you want to say what human is, that's a stupid term
that you hear on the radio.
That's a term that's going to go away in the next half a year anyway. So it's dumb using it. But my point is, because it's going to get to the point where it's indistinguishable. It's almost like that now. But even then, you're still going to know, like you can't create a song off someone's lyrics without using those lyrics to create the song. If that
right. Right.
mean, that's just obvious. But
Yeah,
the
but
thing,
people don't get it.
oh no, but the thing about it with a lot of people is that it is that too. Is where they go, man, that is the AI singing and hitting those notes that I can't hit. I'm a hell of a singer. I feel inside of me. I
Mhm.
sing pretty good. I rip some stuff up. But then I sit up there and turn on the AI and he's, yeah. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. And
tough
or I'll
shit.
do I'll
Tough
put in
shit.
sometimes female singer like in the hook. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So I got this female voice now singing that's like dope.
yeah,
Like,
tough,
oh,
tough. If you don't think you can sing like that, but the point is,
Right.
but then
It's
again,
tough. It's like, hey, at the end, that's what it's going to be. I can't be like, oh man, yeah, man, I'm never, hey man, no man, no
I'm not gonna
man.
sing. I sing myself. I sing all the time. I got a good voice. You know, I got some decent pipes on me. But I'm not gonna reach those because I know it's not. I'm like just like my buddy's not gonna play some of the riffs that I have in my songs. He's gonna piss him off. He's gonna go.
see, but
Hey,
that's just some
hey,
hating shit, is what that is.
check this out. Check this out. I got some ideas. Just talking to you guys right now, and I am the one, everybody, that has utilized Suno much less. I have not utilized Suno yet, but I will. But see, the way I'm going to utilize Suno, I'm
Hmm.
going to utilize it to maximize my skill level that I have. So since I am able to sing and hit all types of notes and get all
Hmm.
crazy, since I am able to sing all different styles and flavors, I can do whatever I want. I'm going to utilize its capabilities to enhance me. See, I'm not
Ah.
afraid to enhance. I will take the cybernetic enhancements.
Well, see, and
Yeah,
that's
Cybernetic.
and everybody has a different use for it. It's like cruise control called it a tool. That's what it
yeah.
is. You know, I might use a saw to build a tape. Somebody else might use a saw to build a house.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
and what
saying?
I'm using mine for, and the difference is I like that broad base. I like the collaborative idea. I like the fact that it's pulling things from different things and showing me different parts of a song that I heard for 30 years. It sounds better now in that it was created. Resonate sounds better than I could have possibly imagined it in my head. Even though in my because but I could if I wanted to say no, it's not a rock song. It's more of a dance. It's kind of like because it's not even supposed to have guitar in it. Oh, that da 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 da. That's horn. That's horn section from old school.
Right.
Ba 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 da 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 da. But then I heard Resident and went, no, it's not.
Not no more.
Not anymore. I heard
And
Epic was another dancer. It was another doom doom doo 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 doom ba da doom boom ba da la doom boom
I
boom
would
boom
too. I
boom
don't think he
ba
wrote that.
da da. But then it changed to dun dun ba da la dun 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 ba da la dun 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 ba da la. And I went, well,
Like that was dope. I didn't expect to
well,
do that.
I guess that song's not the same anymore either.
Hey, but let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. When you do hear it back, do you hear the parts that you laid when you
Oh
hummed
God,
into?
yes. That's the beauty of it. I hear it's all that. I mean, it sounds like you can ask Max. Max can go, yeah, that sounds exactly like uh I used to sing it. You could even sing shit breath to it.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I just play that
It
instrumental.
sounds different because it's not because before the beat was boom boom ba-doom doom boom 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 ba-da-doom doom ba-doom boom boom. Now it's doom 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 doom. It's like so it's like and it's got that piano in it which it didn't have in before and the guitar. It was never a guitar song.
And Resonate
Yeah.
is one of my favorites. I love the way Resonate sounds at the end. So what I'm going to do is this is going to be my thing. Everybody in the world, everybody listening to this podcast right now, you have disclaimers that we're going to keep continually doing what we're doing. And even Nashayah Napash, the soul refresher, is
Yeah.
about to get to it. And I'm about to get into it. And when I do it, I'm thinking, I'm listening to you guys. I'm going, you know what? I just got inspired. And since I am inspired, I'm thinking I can tell Suno, hey, I need 20 female voices in different harmonies to sing these words. And I can sing the words to and record my vocals, tell them what
Yeah.
I want, and it sing it. and do it with the ladies, and I'll say, yeah, put the music to it, and I can get the stems, chop everything else away, and I can make the music around it. But now I got all the ladies.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see
Yeah.
that, and that's it, man. You
Yeah.
know,
So
you shouldn't feel bad about using Suno. You know, that's I guess
let me
the
say
whole
about
point.
using any. It's all gatekeeping, like I said, and they're doing the same thing with screenwriters. Well, screenwriting is my profession. Well, pick a new profession then, because you're
Yeah.
shit out of luck.
Yeah, you're the milkman. Again, you know, there ain't no
Start doing it
milkman
for the
anymore.
reasons why you thought you did it in the first place. Because there's a reason why you did it to express yourself or to make it big, to make it by getting a lot of views, so you can feel good about yourself. Because the process, to me, process is substance. That's another big thing I've learned in life is process is substance. It's what you do. That's what you do is what is.
Yep. Yep.
You know,
Yep.
because what you do is everything all the time. So it's not about we're gonna make this great album and it's gonna cut. And we all get stuck in those, especially in our society where these goals like that are the most important thing, and we lose the fact that just doing and
That's
being
it.
is.
It's you know, people will tell me, "Oh, you got to put that out. You got to put that out." Maybe I don't want to. Maybe
Yeah.
it's just hard drive happiness.
Oh
for
God,
me.
my whole improv thing now over the last 4 years is battling everyone saying you could make a lot of money from this. And I go, yeah, and then I could hate it because I get because the focus is on the money.
Yep.
And now I'm doing it, and now it's growing in different ways, in better ways. And now the opportunities for money are seemingly, for whatever reason, they just seem to start dropping in my lap. Go figure.
Now you're not chasing it anymore like that. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
I'm not going, oh God, I've got 8 people coming tonight. Are they going to be capable of doing the thing I thought, oh, I should change this around. I should wait. No, I'm going on. The people, whoever shows up, shows up. I'm going to teach them the way I teach them, and they're going to come away having a 2-hour experience they wouldn't have had otherwise. That changed their life in that small little way for 2 hours. Maybe they'll come away from it somewhere, and then somewhere else in their lives, they'll take an improv philosophy or some little thing, a yes and accept and grow from something in their lives or whatever. I know it sounds cheesy, but
Hey, it is what it is. It's the building blocks of the
But does it sound
life.
cheesy? And even me saying that, does
Hey,
is me being insecure about it.
hey, cheesy can be pleasing. That's all it is.
Man.
Cheesy can be pleasing, and right now, in the life that we are in this world, the world is moving forward. People are finding different ways to make capital. They're finding different ways to use capital through the online, internet wise, obviously, right? Bitcoin. And it's just like Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin is moving forward in a lot of ways. And it's still a little scary to a lot of us, Bitcoin, because you know that I come from a time of conspiracies and things where that I've noticed now that everything that was a conspiracy is actually starting to be a
Real.
conspiracy realist. Is happening. I can say actually
It's
those
always
conspiracies
happened. And we didn't want to believe it because we wanted to have trust in our leaders, and unfortunately,
Yep. Back to the conformity again.
so since we know that is true, because it's not my truth, y'all, it is true. So since we know that is true, it's like when we look at Bitcoin and the money situation, what can happen? They talk about the grid going down. Ever since I was young, the grid. And I know it's true. Why? Because they don't have people around those areas where the grid is at to really protect it. Got one guard or two guards. They could literally be doing all types of turning off all the power, and we could be in a post-apocalyptic type, life.
Mhm.
No problem. We really can. This is true. But this is what I'm saying. The reason why I brought that up is the Bitcoin is in that way scary because once everything shuts down, you don't have any money. But guess what, everybody? The people that are in Bitcoin or scared of Bitcoin, doesn't matter. The point is, once things do get shut down one day or whatever they do to do another type of reboot, because they want to. If they do something like that, guess what? If you don't have gold, a whole bunch of gold stacked up under your bed pillow, nothing's going to mean anything anyway after that. So you lose your money in Bitcoin,
Mhm.
you lose the money in greenbacks.
And then when you have your gold and you're sitting there with all your gold, and then Bitcoin comes back online, no one's going to give a shit about your gold. You're going to have to go find your Bitcoin.
Yep. Yep.
All the same. It's all the same shit. The point is, for me at least, listen, I'm just happy to be, I'm just happy to be alive.
Man,
so all the and then all this stuff and all these people they're so worried about losing everything, it's because they've invested themselves in things that can be lost very easily.
You know what? And it's a great time to be alive because we have all these cool tools. You know, think if you're born in like the 1900s or some shit, and you're already dead, man. You missed out on all the good stuff.
Well, see, there's good and bad. There's good and bad. They also had probably a lot more stability in their mindsets and happiness in their basic lives, and a lot less anxiety because they weren't bombarded by massive amounts of information that's not needed.
True. So you're right. There's positives and negatives in both. So
yeah. So I guess my thing is yeah.
Back in that time, it was a lot easier to stay away from conformities at that time, and which brings us up to this conversation that I wanted to really hit on with us too. Brings it right on in. It's perfect. Talking about how we have lost a lot of understanding of knowledge of health and wellness out here. What they say is health and wellness, what we believe it is, what we think it is, what we want it to be, and what it's not. The lies, the games, how America has set upon us as we are the enemies in America, and we cannot get healthy. It would not allow us to get healthy, and the reason why. So it brought us into that right now because we are talking about minerals. Back in the past, in the 1900s, minerals was one of the main reasons why people were healthy. People were able to not live around other people and be conformed by their ways because everybody had a way to do something that was reasonable, thought-provoking, and that made sense. They were utilizing their ovens, their firewood ovens, taking out the wood, and when it would burn down, the ashes, and they would go and throw the ashes into the gardens. And that would give it the minerals to help all food grow. This is the basics. Nobody had to be conformed into what you're going to do it this way, that way. Why? Because everybody knows this is true. So since
you poop on the lawn, it's going to make the lawn grow fruit better. So use your poop in your lawn.
Recycle your shit.
No, they did. They did.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It did all different types. It did all different types. They had the animals do it, which they still have the animals kind of do it to this day. But this is the reason why we're having problems is because we don't do some of those things that we should do. Just because we are moving into a society, we're getting closer to that. Meet George, Judy.
Yeah.
We're going from the Flintstones to the Jetsons, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're going into the Jetson era. Does not mean that everything for the past is not utilized for good for us now when it is. I am learning, you're learning, we're learning. A lot of our conversations is about how people are afraid to move forward into the future. And if you're moving forward into the future, there are things that we should bring with us, like not understanding that minerals are building blocks.
And all of our land has none of it left. And our water doesn't either. They strip it all out of our water too.
And who is the first people that are going to be the ones to still have those minerals and have that good water and have that good land? Usually the ones that control societies. They still have it, but you don't. You need to understand out there that your food is not inundated with minerals. Minerals are stronger, better, more important than just vitamins. That's why you see a lot of vitamins on the shelf stocked up in front of you. You got vitamin this and vitamin that, vitamins over here. And they got commercials, all that. Why? Because they want your mind to be conformed into this new life that you don't need minerals. And that's why we're dying. That's why you die with pain. I don't want to die with pain. If I want to die, I'm going to go. I don't want to be in pain to go. So minerals is very important. Understanding minerals is very important. Understanding that America right now, we can't even send over certain foods to other countries. They won't even accept it.
Because it's been contaminated so bad with crap that we put into it, right?
Oh, all the junk that we have did to our food out here. When I lived down in Mexico, I know that I literally had a better way of living for eating wise, I would say, as an eating wise, because when I came out here, I gained 30 pounds when I moved back out here. I gained 30 pounds for a year. And it was like, what the heck happened? And I was eating some of the same things. Same thing I was eating in Mexico, because I was living in an area that was really Americanized. And but the food that they were getting, the meat they were getting, it was a lot more wholesome than the meat that I'm getting out here, y'all. And so the things is like we live a life where we're so used to doing certain things certain ways that we don't mind staying comfortable. And if we're being told this is how it's going to be, we definitely go with it. And we walk that way, we talk that way, and we act that way. And we shame you if you don't do it that way. And we laugh at you if you're trying to do another way. They said this costs, organic costs $10, but to kill you, junk costs $4. And you're going to buy to kill you, junk. I don't, we
Just to
do
save
it too.
money.
But we all do it. I do it. You do it. We do it. We do it so easily because it's not built in us. It's not transposed into your mind. Do it this way. You didn't grow up thinking like this. Your teachers didn't teach you. No, no, no. You can't go any other way, but only go organic. You weren't taught this way of traditional thinking. Now we are all thought bots, and we all walk, talk, and think the same way with the food situation, and we're in trouble, y'all. We're in trouble. We're in trouble, and in this day and age right now, when we have new things that can help us, we got stuff out here like a lot of people haven't heard of Shilajit. Shilajit is amazing. It is an Ayurvedic live resin that comes from the Himalayan mountains. It is the greatest mineral source on the planet, but more than half of this planet doesn't even know it. They don't know it. Sounds like a bunch of snake juice, snake water being sold again. What?
Well, that's it. There is so much snake oil being sold that it's like, even if there is something that's good, right away we're going to turn off to it. You know what I'm saying?
But also there's also basic things that you can know that are absolutely true, which are we aren't getting specific minerals because the water we all drink and the stuff we all drink is purified and filtered. And what people used to drink, they used to go to the river, and they go to a well, and all the soil that we have, that all the food is being grown on, is weak, is completely lacking nutrients because they've destroyed it. Because you can't just continue to grow plants in the same soil. You got to reneutral. You got to put the nutrients back into it to have it grow, or else it's going to miss a lot of the stuff that it had before. So what they're doing now is they go, we don't care about that. We're trying to make onions because we need all these onions to go on the pizza toppings for Domino's. So we're not going to make these to re-neutral. They're basically, what they're doing is they're putting so much vegetables and they're so efficient at it that it sucks all the nutrients out of the ground, and they don't replenish it. So all the stuff we're getting is nutrient-free fruit and vegetables, or at least lacks the same nutrients. And those are a lot of minerals, and those are minerals such as potassium, magnesium, sodium. Not so much. We get a lot of sodium because sodium is flavor. But magnesium, potassium, even selenium, all these other zinc, all the little metals that you might get from your multivitamin, but it's not the same, or you're not getting the same right amounts, and so much shit they don't give a shit.
No,
they don't. The manganese and magnesium is very important to us, and magnesium is so important that a lot of your body functions can't even act right.
Yeah.
So I've been learning about biocarbonates, right? Biocarbonates is basically baking soda, but they don't tell you that. You don't learn that when you're younger. You hear it here and there around the ages now what baking soda could do. You heard something about it, but you don't know that is actually a biocarbonate that your body actually makes. So baking soda actually acts like biocarbonate. And you go, wait, oh yeah, carbonate, oh soda. Yes, soda, yes, but it's much more than that. It's much more than soda.
No,
You
yeah,
know,
well, it's also it's also the best toothpaste you can get. It's also the best it's great for laundry detergent, it's great for cleaning. But it's also it's like you said, it's baking soda. Yep.
Yeah, man.
yeah,
Wow.
baking soda does a lot of things for the body, man. Like, so, since it is a biocarbonate and your body creates biocarbonate, that means it works with the baking soda, which means if you have a doctor telling you, "Hey, no, don't listen to anybody that says take a teaspoon of baking soda, a little half tea," that's a lie because baking soda is known to help people with acid reflux. All right, I know I can
Oh,
testify. I got a testimony. Hey, I had horrible acid reflux, and I still get it every once in a while. That's only when I eat too late or I eat too many spicy things and I lay directly on my back. There has to be a bunch of factors that will make my stomach feel with too much acid, and then all of a sudden it'll come up in my throat, come up in my nose, and I'll wake up like, oh,
hey, that shit's
okay.
horrible. I get it
Yeah,
myself. You'll feel it in your back. You feel it in your chest.
yep.
So yeah, I know, man. That's a motherfucker.
That's that heartburn. That's that acid reflux. And the way that is that's the extra acid in the body. They don't want you to know that your body reaching acidity levels will destroy you. It sounds right. Acidity, acid. You think, oh, yeah, that's rational thinking. But you don't understand that they have different things out here that is other than their medications that actually can shut their medications down. For instance, when you're taking a baking soda, not just any baking soda, because now you have to use a food grade. It got to be all this because they're putting junk in our stuff. Like when you heard of baking powder got aluminants in it. So when people are cooking, they use a thing called baking powder. And so a lot of people out there that know what I'm talking about that are listening to this show, they go, they understand what I'm saying, especially women that like to cook for their men and stuff or whoever's listening. Baking powder, it has aluminants in it, metals inside of it. Why? I don't know why. They put the stuff in there. Okay. Now, before, baking soda didn't have anything like that ever. Now, all of a sudden, baking soda is starting to have that. Why would they do that? Because they want to make sure that you do not utilize this to help with cancer, diabetes, to help with fibromyalgia, to help with psoriasis, to help with acid reflux, to help you to do something, the most simplest thing on earth that all of us need. Every last person on this planet needs it. It's called alkalining your body. They say, oh, you can eat fruits, you can eat. Right. And this is some of these organic fruits got herbal spray, herbal sprays on top of them, insecticide sprays, and they lie to you. How do I know? Because now my body is starting to reject even organic fruits. I know if it really was organic and not now, because when I eat a non-organic fruit or vegetable, my throat starts to swell up and my mouth starts to itch. And that's just started happening over the last 10 years. Now I really know you lying about this organic apple. This apple is not organic.
Right. If you're having those reactions to it,
Yeah.
Man.
My body reacting, bro. And so since this is happening, I'm going, okay, what can help me alkaline my body and get this acidity out quickly without going to the doctor and taking a bunch of pills and medicines and all these lies and all this junk. I found out years ago that baking soda cuts the acidity down. The most simplest understanding is acid reflux. Like we were just talking about, your chest and heartburn and acid going up from drinking too much or eating too late at night and you're laying on your back. Very easy, rational thought. When you use baking soda, it calms the acid down. So people go, oh no, well, you shouldn't do that. Doctors say don't do that because that's going to make it where you can't utilize the acid to digest your food. This is horrible for you. Whoa, doc, hold on. There's a time you can use it. How about I'll use it maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours later? Now my food has been digested. I've been moving throughout the day, and now I'm using the baby soda for the right time, at the right time. So you're a liar. You don't want this because this will keep me out of the hospital. This will keep me from getting a doctor bill. Because now my blood is clean. See, my blood is clean. There are people that need clean blood, brothers. Like we're in a time right now where people are so conformed to running to the doctor that they don't even want to utilize health and wellness and holistic health anymore. They don't even have any type of natural remedies because they are afraid of it. Yep. People will go with chemotherapy knowing that they got all types of stuff out here that can kill cancers, but they're afraid of it. Because why? Because we're taught to do that. We're taught to think this way. You're gonna die if you don't go to the doctor. But I'm gonna die if I go to the doctor too.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I've seen so much, but holy shit, I just realized
you gotta my bladder's been screaming at me too. Speaking of clearing your blood.
Yeah, we've been rolling for 2.5 hours. I think it's about time we wrap because I've actually got some stuff to do this evening. I didn't think it'd go this long, but I didn't mind it went this long. It was a great conversation.
Banging, man. This shit is nice.
And it's great that we're all working on our things. Work on yourself. Work on work on your health. Like I said, conforming is something that we all do. It's all just a matter of what the real thing I take away from this whole conversation is just have nuance, have perspective. Two things can be right at the same time that seem like they shouldn't be.
Yep.
But just keep your mind open and have some nuance. It's conformity. Basically, what we're saying is have some discrimination in what you conform to, because we all do it. We all have to. It's part of society, but you don't have to do it because you're afraid.
Yeah, and don't close yourself off to it either. You know what I'm saying? At least look into it. If the shit sounds whack and it's something you don't want to, and then man, leave it alone. But
that's my last thought. So maybe we should do a last thought thing real quick, and then
I kind of came on the tail end of your shit. Anything for you, Nashayah?
Well, and conformity basically is just don't sit and just wait to jump on the next thing because that thing seems like that is something that you were taught before. That might be the wrong thing. It might have been the wrong thing the whole time. And I say might. Well, not everything is, but right now in the society that we're living in, as you've been listening to this show, even how we ended it, talking about things, even simple things like baking soda, lies, how they lie about it. Go look it up, learn about it. You're going to learn some amazing things, and it's going to break your conformity. And that's what we are here to do. Let's break your conformity. Let's not conform to everything that you thought you knew, and start learning about things that you need to know.
Man, I hear a judge's gavel slam.
Yep. Also, we're going to start. I'm going to start at least applying just links for stuff for interesting stuff. So we'll see. Check down below for all that information. We'll throw that at you, Max. So you can just descriptions are useful. Anyway, I want to go I got to go to the store myself because I got to get food and it's going to cost a lot of money because shit's expensive.
Damn right.
Yeah, got to do it. Do it.
Well, this is an amazing show. Our first ever Everything Sacred show.
Everything Sacred. Yes.
And we'll play our other whatever song I come up with at the end here.
Yeah, the song we haven't heard yet. Let's hear it later.
So now you guys have to listen so you can hear the song that we're going to play in just a moment. But this is the what's the date again? Is it the 7th, 18th?
This is the 18th. Yes,
18th of January 2026. This has been Everything Sacred. I'm Cruise Control.
I'm Maxwell Silverhammer,
and I am Soul Refresher Nashayah Napash.
And that's the story there.
Peace.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Everything sacred.
Yeah.
Can you feel it?
Everything's sacred.
Everything's sacred.
Yeah.
Everything.
Oh, everything, take it with a Maxwell silver hammer. Everything's sacred with a Nashayah Napash.
Everything's sacred.
With